Hello everyone and welcome back to Out of Ore. So I've spent some time working on power today, and inside I took out the coal selling points and moved them into a coal deposit point. So any of the coal we get is going to come down this conveyor. It's going to go across the bottom, or it follows the wall around this way, and then it comes out over there, and I'll show you that here in a second. This took way longer than I wanted it to. I was having difficulties because for some reason they weren't wanting to connect, but now I have it all connected. It was trying to run two separate power sources instead of running one. So here's the conveyor coming out. Well, it runs across the top of that line and then comes out here, comes down, and then feeds into a splitter which splits into two here, and then it goes around, splits into two, and then down. We have 8 power generators up here. And then we have the catwalks. So if we need to come and add, I did add a stack of each, and just to make sure that it stays healthy and filling itself up. These last 4 are not turned on yet because I don't need them yet. We're at 15,495. We have 16.8 with this, plus the one mil up front, which is another 1,800. And then on this side we also have a conveyor. And so all of the water lines are now in a row. I have my 110 right here. All the rest are ones, just so we can have the power connected to them. So, and I'll show you how I connected all this together at the end here. So we had a pipe coming in, the merger, a pump, then a right-hand turn, an offset, so it puts it straight in line all the way down. And then it would have been, well, this one is a merger. I left it that way in case I needed to add more to it later on. And then it connects it all together. It actually runs really smooth. Like I said, it took me a long time to figure it out because I was having issues with the power's not connecting. Like this one was running 2100 and that one was running like 6,000. I completely disconnected the conveyors for the bagger system because it wasn't working like it was supposed to, and went that route, and finally got it figured out. And I had to go through and put down every single piece inside the factory. Pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, all the way through. Quite the pain in the butt. But now that we're done, we have a nice little platform. I still have to finish off doing the concrete below. And to show you guys how I did this here, where it actually has dirt up here, I actually left this open so I can show you. I just put little pillars of dirt underneath each one so that it goes up. Obviously I got a little heavy handed on a couple of them, but that was to make sure that I had dirt underneath the water pump. So as for the oil refinery, I was going to do that, and then I realized that when you get one of these things, power one of these, there is no input to put stuff into it. I'll just purchase one real quick and put it down to show you. Go ahead and grab this, put that back down there, and we're going to go to number 7. So as we look around the outside of this, there's no input. So you cannot add power fuel to it unless you do it manually. And I wanted to have it automated, so now we have coal coming in automated. I am going to make, I think, a staircase coming out there that comes down and somehow attaches to this, so we have a door there and then access to come outside and work on this instead of having to go around, come through here, and either come through a door here or jump over and come down. So that's what the plan is, and I'm going to work on that a little bit later too. I was really frustrated. I actually came on, did like a 10-minute live stream hoping someone would pop in and give me some idea of, because it just wasn't working. These two were not connecting together for some reason, and it all started at the shaker decks. So yeah, that was fun. I spent probably a good hour trying to troubleshoot, and it was having really hard time at it. So let's go ahead and put some of these in here, get some bagger work done. We haven't done that since I don't know, 2 videos ago, and now that my frustration level is back down to 0. I don't know why it was so difficult. I don't know why it would not connect. I had problems connecting the lines the way I wanted to, like for water lines. It wouldn't, the splitters and the mergers wouldn't want to snap how I wanted it to, and then it was just a pain in the butt. But it's all good now. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating facts. It was weird. I didn't understand why it wasn't working, and especially when everything was connected through. Let me just walk inside real quick and show you what I was dealing with. So everything was connected through the wash plant. I had water running to the wash plant, which is where my power was coming in at. And then, but it wasn't connecting power to here. And then I got power connection to here, and I come over here, and I take the shaker deck out, put it back in, and it wouldn't connect to this part, or if it connected to this part, it would try to do it backwards. And so I ended up coming through. The hopper stayed, but everything else got re-put in, and I actually had a power generator sitting right here for a little while trying to run this because those weren't there, and I was trying to figure out why it wouldn't connect. And then I actually had to go through and re-put down every single piece of pipe from here, every single piece of pipe over here on these ones over here, to get all this stuff running. It just didn't make sense why I was doing it. It shouldn't have. But we're good now. We can do some real work. I believe I did not move forward yet, and I think I have enough room to put another conveyor in here, don't I? Yeah, okay, I do. Especially when I move forward. So we're going to go about to there, turn it on. We'll do a little bagger work here. I'm hoping to hit that coal vein because I want to see some of it go through and start filling that thing up. So I might make kind of a deep cut on the left to right. I should probably zero this out too, huh? There we go. Alright, so we'll just start feeding this through. I mean, everything should be running at a 10 speed, because I finally have, no matter what piece I go to, it shows that I'm running 15,000 something power instead of the 2100 here and the 4400 here, and yeah, it was just, oh, what a nightmare. It's good now though, so that's fine. Yeah, let's see, I've been, I think it was like 3.5 hours to get all that done. I don't understand it, Maybe next stream I do, Split can come in and I can explain it to him what I was having issues with, and maybe they can fix it in the dev problem. Because once you connect a piece, it should just connect everything. You shouldn't have to pick it back up and lay it back down and go through your entire plant that way. And I'm not quite sure why it did that. We're gonna do some ASMR, or whatever you call it, thing with the machine here. I don't know, it's just soothing to me. I like it. I like the sound of it. Kind of sounds like dirt and rocks sliding down a hill. I wonder in future updates if they go to a higher tier system with 4 meter and 6 meter wide conveyors, if they'll make the level higher too, or if it's going to stay at 70, and if you're 70 you just have everything accessible. Could you imagine using the 695 with 6 meter wide conveyors that feed your plant at 900 meters a second. That is a lot of material quickly. Just hoping the plants can keep up, or we're going to have like a tier 2 and tier 3 plants for it to keep up. Because they can only do so much. So even if you get it to your plant faster, you could still have problems. Alright, so that's pretty close there. I'm going to call that good, and I'm just going to go ahead and move forward because we want to get going. Get a bunch of material done today. Especially if I can get up to that coal, which I think I can do in like 2 more cuts. I went and bought some and ran a stack of each through the hoppers to make sure that it was reaching down there. And obviously the front hoppers are getting more than the back ones. Or I'm sorry, the power plants are getting more than the back ones. But the front 4 are the ones that are running right now. The back 4 aren't. So if they start to fill up, it's not that big of a deal. So we're going to get a little coal right here. I think, if I remember correctly, the back ones were like 12 or 1300. So I'm just going to run down and check those ones. I'm not even going to mess with the ones in front because I couldn't tell you how much fuel this actually uses per hour. And the fact that I have an extra stack in each one, it's going to be kind of helpful. Yeah, it's not making a big gouge, so it should be fine. Switch to this one. Yeah, I could have went deeper on this cut, but we'll catch up on the next one. We'll do probably like a block and a half, and then like 2.5 blocks. We should be right at the coal or getting into it. Oh yeah, and Jet reminded me too. If you're looking at your map, you can kind of see dark spots here. So you kind of know if you're going to be getting into some sort of ore system or whatever. We're going this way on our plant, so you got the big coal here, and then there's something over here. I'm not going to get to this really, but if we keep going over in this section, I really haven't been able to tell the difference. However, if we were to, let's say, start right here and just start digging this way, we'd run into this patch here, and then let's see if I can get it to show better. There we go. Like there's one there, a little bit, little one there, and then back where we were at originally, which is over here, you can see there's a couple of spots over here, there. They're a little harder to see to me. That's why I like just wandering around and using but like when we get out far enough, we'll have 2 of them right here. They look pretty big. I mean, look at that size compared to the size of the bagger. You know, it'd probably fit right over the top of it. But just so you can look at your map and see if you want to go to a certain area. Personally, I find it easier to just look across the map and say, oh, hey, look, there's a dark spot over, let's run and look. Than trying to look at the map and try to figure it out. Let's do this one for a minute. I like this cut. Look how deep it's cut too. So I might make this video a little longer than normal because, like I said, I do want to get into that coal right there and see how much actually comes out of it. But with everything running like it is right now, and it should process fairly fast, I'm going to have to probably put another hopper in before I make that left or right cut if I'm going to go deep on it. Because I think that'll just put me outside this box. I think we're going into this box right now, barely. Or partially. Yeah, part of it's going inside that first one, so we're not spilling any, especially if it's coal. So I'm going to go probably a little deeper on the right to left cut than I normally would, but it's fine. I don't have to go all the way on this cut either because, I mean, it's not really going to be in the way, so we'll just stop it. I'm going to go ahead and stop it right about there. Then we'll go ahead and move forward, like I said, about 1.5 blocks. So hard to see with the sun. There we go. So about there. And we'll start cutting back the other way. And it should, yeah, be fine. The only part I'm going to have to worry about is like when we get right up to the very straight out in front of us, because that's the longest spot of having the issue with the little hopper hitting. It will be close. I'm going to have to back up just a touch, but it's going to be close. Keep a close eye on it this time instead of the wide range out. Yeah, we're going to be really close because we still got a quarter of the way to go for the straight out. I'll know right away if it starts bouncing at all. I have to back it up. But I think we're going to make it. Because it's just barely touching it. And also in doing it this way, we're putting way more material in the machine too. So, all this pay dirt. I did spend a bunch of money. But I also sold some other stuff off, like the windmills that cost more than the coal generators, so we're pretty close to even, I think. I do need to get some more stairs made in the old factory down there. I'll probably start those up on this at the end of this video while we're waiting for the material to process. Maybe do a little painting on the paving area, since that needs to be done. And I'm not sure if I like the ramp that we did yesterday on the last episode. I may take and have it go straight out instead of having that turn and then another turn and then another turn. I haven't quite decided yet on that though. It wouldn't be too hard to fix it. Alright, so we know we can do about 1.5 blocks going forward on right to left cuts. And I have done like 3.5 going left to right, but it leaves like a little divot. Let's see if I can see one real quick. Kind of like this right here. It's right underneath the park brake sign. So if you go like super deep, you're going to leave little rivets, and then that's the reason why I'm partially using the wood. I guess Split is having someone use a roller in front of his. But being that this is a solo thing, I don't have 16 people on here helping me out. And I think we're going to miss the cut on this one for making it to the coal, but the next cut we'll get some coming out of it. So let me jump out of here. We'll put some more wooden planks down. Put in some more hoppers. Let's see, 1, 2. I'm going to go all the way to the edge here, so that's going to be like 3.25. Then I'll come back through and put some more in for going back the other way. Just to show that it is possible to do this way. And this should be no problem. Go ahead and jump in here. Go all the way out to the edge here and make sure that it's still on the hopper. Alright, yep, it is. Okay, let's go ahead and start cutting now. I think I'm going to put a little platform that sticks out on this side of the catwalk to the conveyors, like kind of like a catwalk to do servicing after I get this cut all the way down. Mainly for right here where the plant is and then out past towards the end. I do have a wooden one started, but I think I'm going to finish it off with doing a metal one. Alright, so this is 3¼ blocks, and as you can see, right here it's not too bad, but towards the front it should be leaving like a little divot there. It's starting to right here, yeah. Which is okay. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. The light's actually working now. Not really. They need to have portable lights you can set up. Instead of having to run power to them, you know, have them have their own separate power to it. Like the ones you hook up to the back of a truck and move around with it, you know, to set up for nighttime work. Obviously, we don't have a whole lot of nighttime work here because we're the way we have it set up. But as you can see, I've actually done one bigger than this because I've gone, like, the full spindle was covered. And we're only going to be like halfway right here. This is pretty close to straight out, yeah. Like I said, you can see the little divot down there that it's making. Making quite the little one. Not a big deal, like I said, we're going to go right over the top of it anyway, so. Lots and lots of material coming through this. And pretty soon, I'm going to have to either drive the fuel truck down there and then figure out how to get it back out, or turn this thing around and back it up to this, to where I can have the fuel truck come up to the back side of it and fuel it up. Because I don't think we're going to make it on a full cut all the way across with one tank. We're not even halfway and we've used up half of it already. I guess we're close to halfway maybe. It's hard to tell. And if I get too much material in there, what I'll do is I'll just do a jump cut so it doesn't, you know, we're not waiting around for 30 minutes for this stuff to finish. You know, we'll do a little bit of work here and then do a jump cut after that. Alright, so I think I'm going to do a 1.5 blocks going forward on this right to left cut. Because we're like right there, so yeah, I can just figure that out pretty easily. And then do like 2.5 coming back, so we'll get a full cut into that coal. And the time should be getting daytime here pretty quick. I do have it set up to a real fast, it's 1 in the morning right now, so it won't take long. Real fast nighttime, so we do have that. Alright, let's go ahead and put in 2 blocks more. And I'm going to put one out here just for, like, visual, knowing where the tracks need to be. For, like, half a cut, or half a block. Alright, so we're going to go and go right to there. Go ahead and start this back up. And I should just nick the edge of the coal with this. And so far, everything's still moving, so I know we haven't run out of coal yet. I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure how efficient those coal generators are. I do have a question for anybody who's actually messed around with the coal. It looks like there is, you can put a water pipe or something to it. Like, does it work better if you add water to it? Or is that for putting fuel into it? And like having fuel generators? Or turning your coal into a fuel generator? Because if you look at this thing here, it just says that connects coal plant to that. It doesn't say what it can take in, but if you look right here, there's a pipe right there, and then the conveyor that I have connected to it. And I'm just trying to figure out what that pipe is for. And besides, that solar panel thing is not going to be enough to turn on that coal generator. I don't understand why it's doing that. As you can see, it's getting daytime, and we went through night really quick. It's 6 o'clock in the morning now. My time should slow down a little bit, start going at normal speed. think it's just going to be perfect for the block and a half, yeah. Just getting started on the coal, which is good. We're going to have a nice full clean cut coming up here in a minute. Get a bunch of it out of there. I kind of want to run down and jump to see where that last ones are at. Well, the front ones too. But the front ones are going to be using fuel, so... And it's going to take a while for it to get there, I think, too, because we have all the other material in there. But we won't be getting coal sales anymore, because I said that's going to go all down there. I guess I could put a splitter off at the very end and get some into storage, or have it go excess go into a sell point or something. I'm not sure. Because if the conveyor gets backed up, does it just sit in the hopper or sit in the line and block everything up? Do I need to have like an escape plan for having the material continue traveling out? Because you would think if it gets backed up and gets full, that the conveyor would just get maxed out to like 100% and then it would stop moving material. And if that's the case, it could back up all the way to the wash plant or the shaker deck or whatever. I guess as long as the pay dirt still keeps running. And I think it goes through the shaker. Yeah, no, it could still get blocked up. Stop there for a second for the whole terraform. Alright, now we're going to get this thing out all the way straight, because I want to get a really deep cut on that. I'm probably going to put another 3 blocks in the front so we have a real thick cut, and I'll put another hopper behind us too. Alright, go ahead and hop out of here. Put some of these in 1, 2, 3. And on this one, I'll go right out to the very front of it again. So we'll have 3.5 on this one. I probably could go more, but why push it? No, we don't need those ones there. That can go away. And we will put in another hopper here. Jump in here, and it should still hit over there on the hopper itself. Let me change cameras here. Yeah, no problem, it'll hit. Okay. And we'll start cutting then. And again, this should be a really good cut, and then I'm going to stop after this cut, I think. And go see how much material we have to run. This last one's going to be a lot. And as long as I can keep on this like general plane of traveling, we'll run into some blasted rock here soon, so we'll start getting some more copper maybe. Hopefully it's pretty deep right there. I'm not sure what it's going to look like when we take the next layer off. I didn't see any on this side, which kind of surprised me since they're about the same height. This is probably going to be like 1 or 2 blocks lower than that over there though. I'll go ahead and get the old bird's eye view of it. See if we can, yeah, we're going right in the middle of the spindle, so we'll be a really good cut here. That lovely, lovely cord. Every once in a while it hits the red line up there, but not very often. Like I said, you can go deeper than this, but you're going to leave yourself some divots you have to work with. There we go. Now we're getting past the spindle. Yeah, that's a deep cut. I believe it's right in line. Like right there is the deepest it's going to be. And we're, well, no. bounced a little bit, but that's fine. There we go. Half that coal in one cut. Not too bad. And then of course we'll get it if we did 2 more cuts, we get the rest of that except for this little bit of corner over here. But that's okay. We'll get some in the next episode too. So we got the sun rising in the east over here, sun sets in the west over there, so depending on which way you're going, your camera view can be kind of bright. So yeah, anyway, like I was saying before, I had jumped onto a little live stream trying to see if anybody would come on and help me out, but I didn't think it would happen on Thursday. And then I finally, like, okay, well, if anybody has any comments, leave them down below. And I went back to looking at it and working at it and working at it and working at it and finally figured it out. So, yeah, it was definitely a task to change this over. I wish I would have started with coal, but I really didn't have enough coal here yet to do that with. I'm not even sure if this is going to be enough to keep running this plant at this speed, this consistent all the time. I may have to purchase coal once in a while. We'll see. I hope I don't, but maybe. Alright, that's going to do it for this part. Let's see how much material we have to maneuver now. Let's see. This one's going to be 500,000, 450. Like I said, we made some deep cuts, so 100,000 there, and another 220,000 there. So that's what 1.2 million. 1.2 million we got to run through here. Let me jump up here because I want to run down to this end and go check these things over here. As you see, we got coal running through. That's good. Let me get up to my catwalk. That's all I want. Alright, we'll run down here. This last one, yeah, it was at 1250, so we're definitely getting some in here. And I believe this one was like 32 or 3300. But again, these ones are running, so yeah, we're getting a lot in this one here. And it should keep it close to 2500. See, it jumps up a little bit, and then it comes down, jumps up a little bit, comes down. And I'm not sure how much coal. Let's see, we're at 2500. If I add fuel, I got 1500 in my hand. We used 250 to 250 liters, so that's not bad at all. Good to know, good to know. Okay, we can close this out. I mean, we could probably turn them all on then. Because like I said, these back 4 aren't running. But we only need 15,747, and we got 16,8 here. And then another 1,800 of the other one, so that's 18,6, I believe, because I got the one windmill up here too. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of painting and kind of do a jump cut here. I'll do a couple of rows of painting here on screen, and then we will change things up. Let's see, leave that there. Those can stay out. I put a lot of stuff away. So I just need to purchase some paint. Equipment, paint. And we'll just make a full stack because we're going to need it anyway, I think. And number 7. Alright. So I'm going to leave that conveyor, so the one there red. I think I might do yellow for the catwalks. Not quite sure yet. I haven't fully decided. I do want to get this done though, because this is something that's, like I said, I've been starting projects and not finishing them, which is really bad, to my opinion. I like to finish things. So we'll paint a couple of rows here, and I will, like I said, do a little bit of a jump cut so you guys don't have to sit here for 45 minutes while you finish processing all that material. But I think it's like 4 minutes per 100,000. So if we had 1,000,000, it'd be 40 minutes. We're a little over that, so. I do need to put a bunch of stuff away. I think after this we'll get some stairs being made too. I think those things are probably not working right now anyway. And we've definitely got some nuts and bolts and other stuff that's been made, so we should be having quite a bit of that come through. Or the ability to use it, I should say. So yeah, let's get those in and then we'll do the jump cut. Alright, let's run over here. We gotta go downstairs. We're getting more and more fancy. We got walls and stuff, and yeah, these guys here. Yeah, I need to make stairs. How many do I need for that? I need a bunch of steel beams, so let's go over here, see what we got. Alright, how many do we want to make? I say we make, I only have 2 left. Let's go with 100 of those. I don't think we need any more of those. Gonna need some more steel floors. So we'll do 500 of those. Alright, and then we're gonna go... No, we're not gonna do 500 of those, so I didn't grab the rest of the nuts and bolts. Alright, let's grab some nuts and bolts over here. Put those in there. And then we'll make 500 floors. We got plenty of railings right now. Plenty of steel blocks. I got a bunch of railings up there too. This one's got a bunch of railings, some blocks, some doors. I already got 500 steel floors in there. How many stairs do we make? 100 there. That'll be plenty, I think. Let's go ahead and get the steel beams from here. Put them in here because we don't have any. And nuts and bolts from over here. And then we can make stuff. Okay, so what do we want to make? We got small doors. We don't really need any of those. Won't really need any ceilings. Let's make 100 more of the blocks. No, let's go 200 of the blocks. And then we'll do... we got lots of walls still, lots of railings. I guess more floor. Nah, let's just max out the blocks. Or maybe not max, but get some of those going. That'll last a little while. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of a jump cut. I'm gonna get all this stuff filled back up and get it processing again, so we have more coming in. And I'll see you when the material's done. Okay, we're back. So I had enough time to go through and paint all the coal conveyors black. I also painted the coal screens black, and then I put in a walkway going down over here. I still got to put guardrails up here, but all those coal lines are also black. I'm not sure if I should paint the coal generators black or not. I'm kind of debating on that one. So... But all the materials run through, so we're going to run over here, we're going to see what we got today, and saw off the stuff we want. I also re-upped all of the ruby and diamonds. That's not good. I forgot to put pass-through on. There we go. So let's go ahead and just take it now. But yeah, I forgot to put the ruby and diamonds, or I redid the ruby and diamonds. We still have a ton of rubies, not that many diamonds left, but... I'm thinking that maybe we should start selling. And let's put this on pass-through on. Pass-through on. Get all this stuff picked up. I don't think I have enough room for all of it. Let's go ahead and sell off the gold, see how much money we made in gold. So we're at 41. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, I sold some of the. So we made 13 million in gold today. Not too bad. Alright, turn pass through on this one. Yeah, like I said, I had to pick up every piece on this plant and re-put it back down. Like the only thing I didn't do was from here on. For some reason that just worked when I put that piece back in. So all that stuff I didn't have to do, but everything over here, all this had to be all redone. I didn't notice this was yellow before. I kind of like it. Anyway, so that's going to do it for this one. And I also got all this out here painted too. So all that's painted. The walkways in, going down to the thing. They're all painted. What else did I work on? Oh yeah, I re-upped all the diamonds and rubies and steel beams and all that stuff down here. So these are all full now. All the nuts and bolts are full. We got stuff cutting in here. We got wood planks being made. This thing I can take out. I don't really need that anymore. I don't think I'll ever make any more of those since I have like 500 of them sitting over here, I think, somewhere. But yeah, so that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, click that like button. It really helps the channel. If you have any tips, tricks, questions, concerns, let me know in the comments down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys have a good day.